Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Daily Dose. My name is Maddie and I serve as a minister here at Calvary. Thanks for tuning in today. This week we've been talking all about God's grace. And I grew up in Minnesota where there are lakes everywhere. So swimming and the water, pools, lake life, rivers, they've always been a big part of my life. I've been in two situations in my life where the water was not full of joy, but full of kind of a scary situation. The first was when I was just learning to swim. I learned to swim at the YMCA doing swimming lessons. And I was really small and the water was so cold. And I remember all that we were asked to do that day was just swim from one side of the pool to the other side of the pool. I got in the water and it was so cold that my muscles became stiff and I couldn't hardly move. And I was a pretty good swimmer. I grew up in lakes and pools all over the place. I was a pretty good swimmer. But the pool was particularly cold that day, and as I took off from the shallow end towards the deep end, my muscles were so tight and they got tighter and tighter and tighter. And I started to feel myself not being able to stay afloat. I started to sink down below the water without being able to raise myself back up. And again, I was a good swimmer. I remember looking to the right of me and looking to the left of me, and eventually as I sank deeper and deeper into the water, looking straight up. And I wasn't really scared in the moment. I was just really cold. But I remember a lifeguard leaping into the water, making a big splash, diving down and grabbing my little body and pulling me up to safety. They got me out of the pool and dried me off, made sure that I was doing okay. And I said, yeah, I was just cold. And at the moment, again, I wasn't feeling scared, but as I looked back at the situation, I realized that was really scary. It was really scary that I needed rescuing. Here I was, a pretty good swimmer. And in that situation, I needed rescuing. Well, swimming stayed a big part of my life. I swam on the swim team in high school, and I worked at Bible camp during college where I was a lifeguard. One afternoon while I was lifeguarding on a pontoon, kids were jumping into the water. It was pretty choppy. One of the kids who was even wearing a life jacket, all the kids on the pontoon wear their life jackets, he was struggling to stay afloat. Even with that life jacket, even with that lifeline, he was struggling so badly. I asked him if he needed some assistance and he said, yes. Come save me. So I jumped in, I helped him get back into the boat, made sure he was warm and okay, and he said, thank you so much. Thank you for saving me. Now for me, I knew that he was pretty safe as he was. He had a life jacket on, he was doing okay. But that need to be saved was so real in him. And I think this is like our lives all the time. When someone you meet, or if you've gone through a time in your life where you needed saving, maybe like me in the pool or like this young man out in Lake Carlos. If you've ever needed saving like that, as you reflect on that situation, you know how pivotal and important that moment of salvation was. It literally has meant life and death, that moment of being saved. When our faith life, so much of our faith life revolves around salvation, right? This Jesus guy, he came to save. And it's by grace we have been saved. That's what it says in Ephesians. For by grace you have been saved. We know we're all like little Maddie or this camper out on the boat needing salvation. And sometimes we think to ourselves, well, I'm a pretty good swimmer. I could probably do it myself. Or maybe someone around me maybe could help me out. But the truth is that when it comes to our salvation, we just don't have the tools. It's Jesus that comes into our lives and saves us. Not by anything else, not by any works that we could or could not do, but by the grace of God. So friends, hear this. It is a gift of grace that you are saved. It is a gift of grace. Nothing you have done can earn it more or earn it less. Have a good night.